and it's a goddamn basement.
Yeah, I'm not seeing you live, and I put that stream key in that you sent us today.
Well, we'll just go because I don't know. I can't figure out what's wrong with this stream key because like I keep looking it up and it doesn't seem like anything is blocking it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try it one more time.
Okay.
But yeah, it's,
All right.
Oh, so you gotta
it's
go
not,
down
it's
there,
not
too.
working. So I
okay.
will,
So maybe we'll just
play
Yeah,
the
where do you
music.
have to go?
Okay.
if I die, I have to go down to Brookfield Place, like
Okay.
right by where the podcast studio used to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Goddamn thing sucks. Fucking teleprompter never fucking.
Yeah, big talking Brewskis. Marissa Smith is who you see. Water cooler combo in here. Crack a cold one, we're on the air. Big talking Brewskis. Marissa Smith is who you see. Water cooler combo in here. Crack a cold one, we're on the air. Kicking back, having a few beers, we're chatting. Pull up your chair, we're all relaxing. Any subject, we never dismiss. Big talking Brewskis with Marissa Smith.
Oh, we're on
Comedy,
an
sex,
airplane?
relationships, more. Any subject, we got it in store. Big talking Brewskis is coming in live. Crack one open, Marissa has arrived. Big talking Brewskis with Marissa Smith. Yeah.
Hey guys, happy Friday. This is Big Talking Brewskis. I'm Marissa Smith. As always, I've got Rodna Daniels with me.
What's up, guys? Happy Friday.
We've got Zach Petrovich with us,
How we hanging, guys?
Tanya Lewis,
Hey.
and Ian Beswick.
Hi all.
So, now Rodney, how's your week been?
I couldn't wait to get here to talk to you guys because my week was kind of rough. This is the face of relapse. It happened. I went 66 days being sexually sober, and for the past 4 days, I've just been sucking dick.
So, like, what was your trigger to like end your dick sobriety?
Okay, so last week on our show, we had this guy. His name is AJ Mattioli. He is a director and a very stand-up, wonderful trans man. And we went out and did karaoke afterwards, and then me and him ended up making out, and we almost went home together, and then it didn't, and then, yeah.
And then you were just triggered.
And then it just triggered me. I woke up alone and lonely, and I just wanted something.
Now, this isn't like your first experience with a trans man, though.
It's not.
So
It's not.
when we say a trans man, we're going from
Female to male.
okay, cool. Just wanted to be clear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah. So I'm going to go back to, SAA pretty soon, probably like next week.
SAA is...
Sex Addicts Anonymous.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been going to meetings and then I
Really?
stopped. Seriously, this is
For real?
no, this is like for real. Like I
Yeah.
really had I have a problem.
Because, like, they don't seem to know the backstory. So, like, what was it that made you decide that you needed or that you identified yourself as a sex addict?
Okay, so I had an experience with a guy where he came over and we were having sex, and then he started to put his whole mouth over my nose, and then he shut my mouth at the same time.
Oh,
Right, and so basically
He was trying to
kind of
suffocate
suffocate me.
you.
right.
And he was into that, and I wasn't into that, and then I just kind of
But, did he, warn you beforehand?
No, there was no warning. There was no safe word or anything. He just
Gotta have
He
a
just,
safe word.
right, yeah,
blindsided you.
yeah.
Gotta
You
have a
can't
safe
be
word.
blindsiding me with suffocation, and that's what you're in, too. So then I woke up the next day and I was just like, you know what? I'm out of control. I've been doing I've been going to glory holes and having anonymous sex with guys. I just been having sex with random guys on a regular, just like all the time. I'm just constantly on Grindr. So then
Doesn't sound safe.
it wasn't.
It does sound like you're living your best life in my book. I mean, I'm a pre-rehab friend, so as we were saying before the podcast,
Yeah.
I don't know, you falling off the wagon. I feel like that's more of you getting on the horse again. All right, like that's how I look at it personally. I mean, I've known you for a while, Rodney, and you know,
Zach, just how many of your friends have OD'd in your presence?
none. I think I'm that friend for a lot of people. They're just waiting for that to happen with me. But I don't know. I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you? You know, if you feel like you have a problem, then fine. I mean, like you gotta.
right. That was the problem. I wasn't just doing me. I was doing me and everybody else.
Yeah. But apparently very well. I mean, like
All at 212.
you're a craftsman as far as I'm concerned. So.
Right, because as soon as I re-download a Grindr, everybody's like, "Ooh, welcome back. You've been going for a while. What's up?" There you go. Yes.
That's,
So after all that time off, did it feel like brand new again? Like, was it exciting again?
yeah, how good was the
I
first
I
time?
fucked this guy for an hour and 45 minutes today before we came here.
All right.
And now you're going straight again. That's it.
Going back to cold turkey.
No, back to cold turkey. No. After that one, that was. Whew.
All right. So now, Zach, how was your week?
I've also been fucking a lot. Just no. Last week I was in. I got to go down to Dewey Beach with Joey Gay.
Nice.
Yeah, it was
Joey
open.
Gay's fun.
Oh, love that guy. He's me and him were. I was actually on his podcast. He records his podcast in a Saturn Ion.
Okay.
It's his car, and he drives it around, and like that's his podcast studio, and like
Okay.
it's on the road. We'll be driving to a gig, and like that's where he'll record his podcast.
I
So it's
love
hysterical.
it.
So like you'll get like road rage in the middle of like the podcast. But yeah, we had a great time. We went down to Dewey Beach in Delaware. We were over at Starboard, cool little bar, great show, packed out room. But then we ended up getting stuck there the next day. Well, not stuck. It was like one of those quicksand situations, you know, like when you go somewhere and you're like, all right, well, we're gonna leave by like we don't have like a definite out time, but we're gonna get out of here. And then all of a sudden, like 9 a.m. turns to 11 a.m. And then 11 a.m. turns to 3 p.m. And then 3 p.m. turns to 3 a.m. So it's like, you know, whoa, we stayed an extra day.
Oh shit.
So yeah, it was a great time. We were like running around. We were trying like we wanted to hit a pool before we left, and we left the hotel because our friend who had booked us had a pool at his condo. So we went, we changed, we go to his condo pool. And it's like, it felt like GTA because there was like no other characters around. It felt like one of those bullshit missions you do at the beginning of the game, like when you're learning like the mechanics of it.
Yeah.
So we get to the pool and there's not a soul. And we're like, oh, private pool, cool. And then I jump in and then Joey jumps in. Joey comes up immediately and goes, this is mostly piss. So it was just one of those grimy fucking pools that never gets cleaned. So we were like, oh, we're going to get staffed. That sucks. So then we ended up going back to the hotel. The hotel guy was like, yeah, come swim in our pool, blah, blah, blah. So then we got stuck there because the Budweiser Clydesdales were in town.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, those giant fucking horses that they
Yeah.
have on all the commercials were in town for a parade. And Budweiser was having this huge promotion thing, and I was like, free beer
They
and
breed
horses.
them for
It-
beer? Or
so-
what are they?
So like if you've ever seen a Budweiser commercial around Christmas time, they'll
yeah,
have
the Clydesdales.
they'll have Clydesdale horses pulling like a Budweiser truck because I
They're
guess
like
that's how they
giant
used to like
horses,
deliver
yeah.
back in the day because
They
they like.
gotta negotiate better with the union.
Oh, you're not kidding. But I'll tell you what, the funniest thing was they had
Sounds like
their
a crap job.
they had their tails tied up in like this very decorative way, but you could just see their giant leather Cheerio just hanging out right at you.
Oh my
So,
god.
it was the cleanest horse ass I've ever seen in my life. Like they like talk about a bleached asshole of a horse. It was fantastic. So yeah, we were down in Dewey Beach, and then later on, I went to Pittsburgh, visited
Okay.
my brother,
Pittsburgh.
and headed over to Weirton, West Virginia, which is northern Panhandle, where my father's from, and the Serbian family's from. We went to the Serbian picnic, ate a fuck ton of lamb, drank a bunch of Schlevo, which is plum brandy. Schlevo. That's what. Are you off the booze? Are you still like drinking and
Oh, I'm
partaking?
still, yeah, I was
You're just not
he was
fucked.
just
I
only
was just
dick
being dick
sober.
sober.
Now,
Yeah.
question:
Yeah.
like, could you get like a fleshlight? Is that allowed?
Yeah, I could still jerk off and everything.
So masturbation isn't considered to be part of the addiction.
I mean, yeah, for me. For some people it is. Like some people like that's like
Some
their
people
addiction.
are
If you're
addicted
serious
to
about it.
masturbation.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would go like 4 or 5 days without jerking off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gone 3 or 4 hours, so I get it. You know.
Right.
But no, that was my week. We went to the picnic, ate a bunch of lamb, good time down there. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. And we just started. I just helped Jordan Ferber. We're co-producing a show at Zinc Bar now in the Village.
Nice.
Okay.
Called Refurbish. It was originally his show, and now he brought me in, so I'm helping out with lineups and stuff like that.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So that was Thursday. So it's been a pretty big week, but
Yeah,
So when are we
that was
on?
like a lot.
Yeah,
I
right.
was gonna say, right. Hi.
soon. It is a monthly. It is a monthly.
Okay.
But yeah, no, we'll definitely talk. We'd love to have you guys
Yeah.
on for sure.
Yes.
So now, Ian, how's your week been?
Mine? Yeah, all right. I rearranged my sock drawer. That was probably about the most exciting thing.
Damn, how many
Sounds like-
socks you got?
Quite a few. Enough to last me. It was pretty much Tuesday till Thursday's main event. But, yeah. So apart from that, nothing else. It's kind of been mixed over here. We had really nice sunny weather, which was great, and then it turned into like an absolute downpour the last couple of days. So we've even got our Prime Minister up in the north of England trying to save a small village where a dam's about to overflow. So that was my week. That was about it.
It is
Not
so
nothing to
weird how
comment, right?
foreign that actually sounded, though.
Yeah, it sounds like the Prime Minister is playing a little Dutch boy. That's what I gathered from that.
He's a little bit bigger than your average Dutch boy, I think. Although I've not really compared the two, on a scientific basis. But
I mean, he's
haven't really crunched the numbers on this one yet.
Right.
he's definitely
a little bit more average, a little bit more chunky than your average Dutch boy.
oh, definitely wider. But like your average Dutch boy, if he's
Wider.
Girthy.
like gone off the wagon from like fat camp.
Yeah, I suppose. They're tall and lean, aren't they? I guess Dutch boys, but not. Well, we sent our best guy up to plug a dam. That's all I can say.
Well, maybe
Send-
he can
send
like
somebody
plug
up
it
with
with
big
his
capacity.
belly, like that. I think he could plug it with his belly.
Yeah, he's got little fat fingers.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I've not really assessed my Prime Minister's fingers.
Are we
yet, so-
talking about dams?
Damn's not
Yes,
dental.
slippery.
Oh.
Yes, Rodney, stay on the dark
So
side.
now,
I can see the addiction.
Yes, feed into it. He's talking about assholes.
don't get this one started on assholes.
Oh,
He'll
God.
just start fingering him. That I think was your trigger.
That might have been
Finger
one of
and
the shit I had.
buttholes?
Yeah.
I'll get back to that. I'll get back to
We'll
that
go
in a
back
second.
to that story.
But
I love
Tanya,
Henry Greenfield.
wait, what was that, Ian?
I said the floodgates have opened.
Yeah,
Yes.
they have. They have. Rodney likes to plug things.
Oh, so true.
I thought it was called pegging. No.
Not when it's with your fingers. So now, Tanya,
Yeah.
how was your week?
Well, I gotta say, I lit a new match under an old flame to begin the week, right? I'm kind of the opposite of you. Like, I can go 3-4 months without it, and if I get it, that's good for the next 4 to 6 years, probably.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I'm
And I
kind
like
of a
to
sexually
recycle.
camera also. Like I'm like a urine.
What?
I'm like
Oh, I
like
thought you said urine.
no, like a year in.
Oh, oh.
Like,
Yeah,
I was
like a year.
like, hold on,
a
wait, is
whole year.
Marissa
Wait,
saying
yeah.
she likes piss? What's going
What?
on?
That's way more
am
excitable.
anti-
Right. Oh,
I am anti golden showers, but
me
like I am
too.
like
That's
a
absolute not.
yeah,
I
that's
blocked
like a
somebody
no,
for that.
no.
Like
but like
yesterday.
like I'm like a year in. Like he's trying to be sexually sober. I'm doing it inadvertently. Like-
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not like exercising any will, really.
No,
Oh,
it's just
see.
kind of like, oh, you're kind of a dick. No, thank you. Like,
Oh no, I definitely wake up with like an urge. Like it was like, oh,
See, I had an
I need to
exercise.
bust a nut.
I had an exercise.
It's your age. Give it 60, 70 more years, and it'll fade out.
60
Yeah.
more years.
Ronnie, you got 60 more years in you.
The way I was
Not
fucking
at
I
this
think me
rate.
and you got 6 more years. Between the two of us, 6. So I'm going to go with
I mean,
6.
he's got 6. You got 4.
Damn.
Give us a baker's dozen. Come on.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god. Yeah. So now going back to Rodney liking to plug things.
Oh.
So we talked about this
So true.
last episode, but we'll go in for you guys because you're not aware. So I was at karaoke maybe a month and a half ago or maybe 2 months ago, and this regular at the karaoke spot that we go to grabbed my boob.
What?
Yeah, he grabbed my boob.
No invitation.
There was no invitation.
No, you gotta set him up for what you said, how it happened.
Okay, so what happened was.
I was just gonna say it.
I missed you too.
So there was another regular that was there with his son and his son's girlfriend, and the son's girlfriend starts hysterically crying. And so the regular is just like, listen, go talk to my son's girlfriend. You're a woman. Go talk to her, find out what's going on. And she was just basically just having an existential crisis. She's a nurse. She's 26. She doesn't know where her life is going. She works 70 hours a week. And she's just like, is this the rest of my life? I don't know what I'm doing. And so we're talking or whatever. And she calmed down. And so this other regular comes over to me and he's like, well, why was she crying? And I'm like, oh, she's fine. She was just having an existential crisis. And then he's like, have you ever had an existential crisis? And I'm like, well, actually, I'm in the middle of one now. And then he's just like, oh, what's your existential crisis? And I'm like, well, I don't believe in free will anymore. And I don't think I believe in happiness. And so then he's like, oh, you don't believe in free will? And I was like, yeah. And so then he grabbed my boob.
Wow.
And so then he's just like, you don't think free will made me do that? And I'm like, no, I think that you're an asshole, and that's what made you do it, because you think that you have a right to every woman's body. You don't even know my name. It's not even like you wanted to grab my boob per se because you're interested in me. I just happen to have a boob, and you were in the vicinity of that boob. So that's why you grabbed it. But I don't think that has anything to do with free will.
No, I don't think he knows the definition. I don't think he has a concept. It doesn't mean free reign.
Yeah, and I was just like, and I think that you would have done that to anybody, and I don't think that's free will. I just think that you're just an asshole. And so we started arguing or whatever. So now fast forward to three Fridays ago?
Yeah.
4 Fridays ago?
2-3 Fridays ago.
2 or 3 Fridays ago.
Yeah.
So now I go back there and boob grabber's there again.
Yeah, it took a lot of convincing. Marissa's like, I'm not going back there. That boob grabber's going to be there.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay.
Go there and give him a T-shirt that says it.
It's like, you're a fucking asshole. So then I go there and I'm trying to avoid him. I go to the bar to get a drink, and then he comes and he slides next to me. And then he taps me on the arm and he's like, you owe me. And I said, I'm going to stop you right there.
Do not pass go, sir. Do not collect $200. Go directly to jail, you fucking creep.
Or do not collect the other boob either.
And I was just like, I don't owe you shit. And I don't owe you this conversation. So if you want to talk to me, I suggest you starting with something else aside from I owe you. And then he's just like, well, I'm just saying, if you were so offended by what I said and what I did, then you should have just hit me. So I'm telling you right now, just hit me now. And I said, listen, I have friends that make good money hitting men. It's not my fault that you just like to make women angry so that you don't have to pay for a dominatrix. It's not my problem that you're cheap. And so then he was just like, well, you should just hit me. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to hit you because you want me to hit you because you're going to get off with me hitting you. If you want a woman to hit you, pay a woman to hit you. Just get the fuck away from me.
I'm behind that.
And so
That's a good message.
So then he's just like, oh, well, I think you're making a big deal. So now I'm pissed again. I'm cursing him out again. Rodney sees me. I'm pissed off. Rodney's like, what's wrong? The boob grabber's back. He's like,
and he's got bigger hands than before.
He's just grabbing all the shit.
We got a code BG coming down the hall.
I'll tune code BG.
Wait.
So and he's like, oh, okay, I'll be right back. So now Rodney goes and he finds the boob grabber.
Uh-huh.
And so, like, I guess Rodney starts, like, tapping his nuts. Like, oh, do you like it when people touch you that you don't want touching you? Like, how do you like that?
No.
I
you.
did. I walked right up to
Wow.
him and
I'm
I
in
was
love
like,
with you.
fuck you. How about that? How you like when somebody taps your nuts like that? Okay, then.
But then that wasn't enough.
No, it wasn't.
So then Rodney proceeds
He
to
might have
finger
liked
bust his ass.
Yeah, like
You like reached in?
yeah,
Or
I
did you
put-
just check his oil?
I said no, cause like we were talking, and I was like, "Come here," and like I got close to him, and I just reached around, I put my hand down his pants, and put my finger in his butt, and I was like, "Do you like that?" When somebody just puts, okay,
Was he a court low?
he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Well,
He-
you
he-
went
he-
4 times before he asked you to
Now
stop.
you just got what I just said.
You did it
You
four
just got what I just
times.
said.
Yeah. So Rodney fingered this guy's ass 4 times.
Oh wow.
And that gets you.
You
in
gave
the
him
mood.
the old Pep Boys.
Yeah.
You gave him the old Pep Boys checkup. He's like,
I know Rodney says it was a trans man that set him off,
But
but
that probably was when-
when he came back up
Did the
from
guy
fingering
enjoy
the
it?
guy's ass, he like goes, "I like the smell of his butt," at like smelling his fingers.
I was
oh,
drunk.
you are so depraved, and I love
I
you.
know, yeah.
He's
You're
like-
everything I love in human. Like, it's like just absolute sexual
and I kept telling
depravity.
Oh,
Marissa, I did that for you.
And I'm like, and then I was like,
Classic
wait.
addict behavior.
So like this is the whole thing though. I said to him right then and there, like, did you
I
fuck
got
up
you.
your dick sobriety? Cause like you just like fingered an ass, and he's like, oh no, I did that for you. And I'm like, I never asked anyone in life to ever
finger
finger
a
a man's ass.
oh,
I mean,
God,
I might
love
ask
our
you
Wait,
like,
yeah.
hey,
Hey, that was my form of revenge, right?
yeah,
I'm gonna show you what free will is, motherfucker.
I don't think that was free will either.
can we talk about this whole you not believing in free will thing? What's going on there? Is that a real thing?
Yeah, that's a real thing.
So you don't think free will is a real thing at all?
No, I don't.
You think it's all predetermined? What's going to happen is going to happen no matter what we do.
So I'm not going to necessarily say that I think everything is predetermined, but what I will say is that I think every choice that you make is proponent on a choice that you've already made, which makes it your ability to have free will non-existent. So like every life experience that you've had previously will determine how you react to something in the future. And so even though you think that you're making a choice, that choice is not really a choice because it's actually determined on something that might have happened to you when you were 3, might have happened 3 weeks ago, 3 hours ago. So like you think that you are like, oh, this is a choice that I've made, but this is the only choice that you could have possibly made considering all of the events that have happened in your past.
What about the initial choice?
That was also something that was made because of something that happened before. Like I think the minute you were born is the first day you had free will.
Okay. So it does exist.
And
though.
then after that,
I don't
It
necessarily.
doesn't exist in maybe a conscious, like how you're describing it at least.
Probably.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist
not
in like
the
a conscious
religious
setting,
sense.
but
Yeah.
well, in the religious sense, I mean, we could talk about that too, but it's
Which talking to a
Yeah.
religious setting is also what I realized today is I don't believe in the cloud because how can I believe in the cloud if I'm not sure I believe in God?
I think that's
Like
the
the
smartest thing anyone said about religion in the past 20 years. That's a very good point.
Like the
It's-
Microsoft cloud, or
And-
yeah.
cloud,
The
'cause, like-
cloud. What cloud?
Like
I was about
no,
to say
like at my
cloud.
job, like we're all moving all of our things to the cloud, and I'm like, I don't know that I believe in
bad
this
idea.
cloud. Like, how can I believe in the cloud if I'm not sure I believe in God? Like, it's the same shit. Like, God is the cloud of consciousness.
So my dad's
Right, because you're supposed to believe in the cloud.
becoming a deacon in the Orthodox Church right now.
Wait, which Orthodox church?
Christian Orthodox, Eastern Orthodox.
Serbian.
So he's going through it with the Ukrainians right now because we
Okay.
don't have a Serbian diocese by where I grew up.
Okay.
But it's the same doctrine, it's the same Bible, it's same. It's the same dogma for all the churches. If you're Eastern Orthodox,
Same
you're Eastern
Bible.
Orthodox. Well, no, because some churches do have a different Bible.
That's
Jehovah's
true.
Witnesses obviously have different ones.
Yeah.
It's like you look at the Torah that Orthodox Jews versus Reformed Jews.
Yeah,
look
they're
at. It's
different.
definitely a different Bible
Yeah.
or a different Torah. rather.
Torah, yeah.
So, but regardless, I've been looking up on my theology just to fucking poke holes in his shit. Because I like playing devil's advocate. Because I don't know. I just love I personally
Zach,
feel.
what mighty sharp thorns you have.
What? Oh, yeah. I love playing the advocate. I don't know where everyone came up with the horns thing. I don't have them. I don't know where that came. That and the goat. It doesn't make sense. But no, it's one of those things. He's like going through all these his theology classes, and I'm going back through. And I brought up the fact. I actually did bring up something that no one really ever talks about. The Bible never explicitly says that Lucifer is the devil or the devil is Lucifer. It's one of those things that where
It's a
you
fallen
look at
angel.
Well, technically, but it never actually mentions Lucifer. It'll mention Satan. It'll say the serpent. It'll use euphemisms, but it never gives him a name. Lucifer is actually a Babylonian king.
Okay.
But they also could, like, how you could construe it is that the Babylonian king was actually Lucifer in human form, creating chaos on Earth. So it's one of those things that I've been fucking with him so hard recently. Like the whole free will discussion I get in with him all the time. I'm like, well, is it free will if it's all God's plan? And then he's like, well, that's not. Well, oh my God, pissing him off to no end. It's been great. Like I want him to lose his faith by the end of this. Like I think I still believe, but I mean, like I think it'd be funnier if I could defaith him because he's a fucking hypocrite. Like I just don't get it. Like you live your life a certain way for like what 50 years, and then all of a sudden you fucking like, oh
You're
yeah, I'm
saved.
gonna be a deacon. I'm gonna be saved. Yeah, he's covering his ass. He's afraid of fucking people. Like, cause he's watching all of his family die. He's watching, he's looking at obituaries and he's knowing
Death
people
is
in them.
scary.
Fuck that. It happens to all of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna happen regardless. I'm not afraid of the whole death thing. I know where I'm going, hell, and I'm pretty okay with it. So,
Oh my God.
like, I
That's
mean,
a religious belief.
But like, I'm not
yeah,
necessarily.
no, it is. No, I am religious. I'm just saying, like, it's funny if I can get my dad to stop believing, and I still do.
If I was prone to believe in heaven and hell, I'm not 100% sure that we can say that we're not already in hell. Like, why do people think that this is not hell? Like, we kind
Because
of
there is
They're
there's
hoping
pleasure,
for an
there's pleasure to
afterlife.
be had here.
yeah, but I feel like there's pleasure to be had in hell.
Well, it depends on who you are. But here's the thing.
But like, if you're in hell, like,
Oh.
aren't you like?
Well-
wouldn't you find those things pleasurable?
Well, no, that's the thing. Like hell, I think personally, how I have always looked at it, hell is a case by case basis. So like, your hell is not my hell, and I don't think that you're
Right.
actually aware you're even in hell. I think you die, and then all of a sudden you wake up and you're doing your day, and just everything's fucked. Or like,
But
you're
how is
watching-
that different from my day?
Well, Marissa, that sounds like a personal problem, okay? Because I'm having a great time.
She's
up
like,
here.
I'll take
It's
the
fucking
Metro
awesome.
North, okay?
Yeah.
That's hell.
I don't know. That sounds
It's
like a
like-
personal problem. I'm having a great fucking time up here. But it's one of those things.
I could see what you're saying, though, just because I believe in reincarnation. And so I believe that, like, you're going to die and you're going to come back as something different. But that means that, like, if each life lesson is something, isn't that kind of like its own personal
so
hell?
you're Hindu.
Yeah, I mean, I'm Baha'i faith, so I believe in all religions.
Ian, where do you weigh in on this?
I'm still trying to remember which Amazon TV series all that was. Wasn't the one with Ted Dance where? It was a Ted Dance one, wasn't there? Where it was all about hell and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that was the Good Place with Kristen, whatever her name is, or
Yeah. Basically, I was going through it thinking, you guys should get that commissioned by a TV series, and then I realised it's already been done.
There's nothing new under the sun.
Ted Danson. I love that. You guys ever see Chris D'Elia doing the fucking Eminem impression? It was when Vine was around. You guys remember this? Anybody?
No.
He's like sitting there's like forest and the Taurus, and he's sitting in the forest. And I'm like, the other day I just looked at my buddy. I was like, Ted Danson and the Banson and the Harrison Ford, and he was just
That
it's just you said Ted Danson and it set me off. I'm sorry.
that sounds like drunk Cosby.
Oh,
Drunk
will you
Cosby.
see?